Welcome back, everybody, to the Cleveland Browns 0-16 rebuild. My name is Mr. Hurricane, and this is episode 31. And this is kind of turning into the rebuild within the rebuild. As last episode, in the offseason, we saw us lose the most impact players we ever have in the series. We simply did not have the funds to keep around key pieces of our team, such as Myles Garrett, Spencer Morris, and others. We then had a draft that didn't exactly blow us away or anything. I think it was a solid class with some good potential. Walker Sharp was our first round selection, who gives us, I think, a great strong safety to add to this defense. But I know that it's definitely a big drop off from where we were a season ago, when the Browns went 13-3, but yet again did not win a single playoff game. So as we enter the 2025 season of the series, I'm hoping this year we have a season that allows us to kind of gear up for the next year. I still think this could be a decent season for us, don't get me wrong, but I have to be realistic. And if it comes down to maybe trading away some players to save some money and being ready for next year, I'll have to do whatever it takes. Just like we did last season, when I made those aggressive moves in the final year of our real championship window with that team. So what I want to do first to start off this episode is I want to get us back to a 4-3 defense, because I think our personnel fits it so much better. We drafted Russell Severud very early on, and he's a much higher overall at defensive end. And we have a lot of defensive linemen who were drafted as defensive tackles who aren't as good as 3-4 defensive ends. So I think that our personnel allows us to be a little bit more flexible, move it back to 4-3, Tack McKinley, Severud at the ends, Gregory Long, and probably Thomas Browning as our starting defensive tackles. And that would leave Lawrence Glears as the Mike linebacker. We would have Walker Houston as the strong side linebacker, both with great speed. And then we can figure out the weak side spot. That's not too big of a problem. We will just go to a base 4-3 defense here. And we'll go with, let's go with the Mike Zimmer playbook. I like that 4-3 playbook. So we're going to move all these players around. And I do think the letter grades and the overalls, they do mean more in a series like this. In a regular franchise, I probably wouldn't worry about it too much, but I have to pay more attention to it in a series like this. So here's how the front seven looks now. And this is the result of the transformation. Letter grades do appear to be up. Tack McKinley, a 93 overall left end. Russell Severud, a 79 overall right end. And I signed Telvin Smith, who was a free agent. Not the same Telvin Smith that can run around and make all these great plays, but I do like the high intangibles. He's a higher overall player, and I believe if I have Houston at the right outside, he will be the nickel when we sim, so I have to swap those around. Or actually, I forget which side that it's supposed to be. I'll just check the numbers in preseason or something like that. But I think this gives us a much better situation here in the front seven. I'm not sure why it's having the C+ here. It must be accounting for the average between these two players, but that doesn't really make sense for a 4-3 scheme. But either way, I think this gives us a much better defense than we would have had forcing them to play 3-4. We just fit better this way, and hopefully it gives us a better chance to win some games this year. The first game in the preseason went very well, an overtime victory. Overtime in the preseason, that's what everybody wants. David Florence throws a couple interceptions, pretty good yardage for him. Greenberry a touchdown, good yards, and perfect completion percentage. On the ground, Derek Vaughn, 3.4 a carry. In the receiving game, Trevante Sanders gets 102 yards. And then on defense, what do the Browns do here? 9 tackles for Telvin Smith. 2 sacks for Russell Severud. Wimper and Long also get to the quarterback. Not bad. And the Browns win again here against the Denver Broncos. We have Greenberry again with a touchdown. Florence 1-1. Greenberry having a really good start to his preseason, completing just about everything. In the air, what do we have this time? Julian Wall. Easy day's work for him. And then on defense, I did swap around the linebackers because Telvin Smith played way more in the first game. Oh, Tack McKinley, 3 tackles for a loss. That's what I like to see. He also gets a sack. We lost our next preseason game. Let me just check on this injury here. And it is Shadon Underwood who's going to miss 3 games. Underwood, the second-year receiver, superstar development. I think he and Julian Wall can be the best receiver tandem we've ever had in this rebuild. But now he's going to miss a few weeks, including some of the games that count. So that certainly hurts our offense. Let's go check on the schedule now. Oh, it's just a 1-point loss for our Browns this time. Let's see how the offense did. Greenberry does throw an interception, but I think his preseason was all around very good. On the ground, Ace Harrison finds the end zone. Julian Wall, we know what he's all about. And then Walker Sharp, 7 tackles here from his strong safety spot. Gregory Long, a couple tackles behind the line. All right, I'll take the production here. Well, I'm happy with a 3-1 record here in the preseason. David Florence has a pretty good finale, and Patrick Nichols most certainly did not. Then on the ground, nothing really stands out here. I really hope the sim engine changes dramatically in Madden 19. The running back stats are almost a waste of time to even check. But let's go to defense now, where I've been really most concerned with how things are going to be this year. Griffin Victorian and Arion Wimper get sacks. Here are the final preseason stats with Anton Greenberry posting a very good stat line. David Florence, not great. Then on the ground, Derek Vaughn, 2 touchdowns. Ace Harrison with 2 scores. Julian Wall, whether it counts or not, he's going to get big yardage. Then in terms of defense, I saw Gregory Long make a lot of plays in these stats. And he has 1.5 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss, 10 tackles overall. Most tackles is Vaughn Hayes, the backup middle linebacker, then Telvin Smith, oddly enough, and just 1 interception. But hey, if the defense can play anything like this during the season, we should have a chance to have some success. I don't think this has to be like a 5-11 season or something terrible, even though we lost so many players. I still think we have a chance. We'll see if I'm right. Coming off a strong preseason and a good record a year ago, how far can this team go this season? I think we could be a playoff team, but it really depends on how competitive the division is this year. If the Steelers go 13-3 again, I'm not so confident we can win the division. But I still believe in this team as long as we have Anton Greenberry and Francis Goodwin and Julian Wall. I will be confident in this team. We're certainly a playoff team. We've shown we can be very good, so there's no reason we shouldn't at least get there. So, if we don't make the playoffs this year, popularity is going down. Alright, week 1, we take on the Baltimore Ravens, a very familiar foe. I was going to sim the first few weeks of the year and then go into like week 4 or 5, but this is the game against the Ravens, and then it's like Lions and Bears. So, I think I want to get into this game here. I want to see us beat the Ravens again. One more time, here is the starting lineup for the Browns this year. We're without Shadon Underwood right now, so Javonte Mann is going to step up to play some wide receiver. I do believe in him. And then the defense. Can they play well after losing so many key players, including Myles Garrett? Let's go. It's the start of yet another season, and there is still so much to accomplish in this series. Thank you all for supporting the Cleveland Browns rebuild, and let's hope this season ends up a lot better than many of us think it could go. Alright, Cleveland Brown football back in action here. Brock Wall under center. It's Brock Wall, opening with the play action pass, sailing it back across the middle, and it's knocked away. Should pick that though. Come on, you gotta make Wall pay. That dropped interception was by Telvin Smith, by the way. 3rd down and 9. Wall up the field. He finds Walters, and he might go the distance. Oh man, I thought we'd start this with a great 3-and-out. Instead, a big touchdown, the first in the career of Walters. And the replay is not very good. Morris Griffin here in press coverage. Looks like cover 2. Wall finds the hole in that zone coverage, and then Sharp should make the tackle here, and he whiffs. Big rookie mistake. Let's see if our offense can make a big play now. Anton Greenberry, coming off one of the best seasons in his career. High expectations here in his age 29 season. We have Trevante Sanders making the first catch of the year for 10. Here's Greenberry from the 35, giving the draw to Harrison. Flag on the play. Maybe that's why he had so much room. Going to Ace Harrison now, again getting room up the middle. I'm excited for Ace Harrison. I've been more excited for him than any other running back in this series. All right, let's keep the chains moving then. They try blitzing Greenberry. That's not gonna work. It's Trevante Sanders moving the chains. And from the 49, Greenberry heading back to the air. Protection holds up very well. He'll buy some more time. Sail it, overthrown for Trip Beckett. Can Greenberry keep the drive going on third down? Needing 8. Looking for more. It's caught by the skying Sanders. All right, so Underwood gets hurt, but here's Trevante Sanders and not Javonte Mann making all these plays. We've done great on third down. Greenberry has it knocked away. So that's where this drive ends. Again, the target was Trevante Sanders. And we'll kick. That's just wonderful. All that work for nothing. We have returned to scoring range against the Baltimore Ravens. Same score. We've pretty much just been balanced on this possession. And Greenberry heading back to the air. Throws across the middle to Trip Beckett. First and goal. Let's go tie this game up, Greenberry. He's throwing the football well. Or maybe it's Harrison's turn. Down to the 2. Now we go compact. I get nervous when we do this down here. Not sure it's our strength. We're going to run, and Harrison loses too many. We went for it. That was unexpected. Tyler Lang, the tight end, scores the first touchdown of the year. Let me know in the comments if you predicted that. Don't lie either. Let's go into the second half now. Baltimore has scored a couple field goals in a row, so they've taken a 6-point lead, but we'll see if the Browns can take it back now. Play action to Harrison. Greenberry running out of time. He goes down. Uh-oh. And now Anton Greenberry. He could be hurt. Uh-oh. David Florence enters at quarterback for the first time as a Brown. We're going to Ace Harrison. With that speed, he gets out beyond the 40, having a solid day on his own. But now 3rd and 10. What can Florence do? Florence fakes it to Harrison, and now he gets into trouble and coughs it up. Browns keep the football. Let's hope Anton Greenberry can return. Good news, Anton Greenberry is back in the game. But the bad news here is that we're down by 12 after a Baltimore touchdown drive. Can the Browns make a second half comeback? It's Harrison off the sweep. And he gets caught up on the edge, losing maybe a yard. We need this conversion right here. It's 3rd and 3, and Greenberry throws a laser. Pinpoint accuracy into the hands of Trip Beckett. And now we're down to the 4th quarter. A 3rd down here from outside of field goal range. Baltimore might be trying to get aggressive here. And they bring 4 as we set up a screen and they cover it perfectly. I want us to go for it here, but I'm not sure we will. We will. 4th and 6. Baltimore is going to press the receivers. From the shotgun, we have Anton Greenberry needing a big play. Greenberry slings it again to Trip Beckett. Great play. Beckett has 60 yards. Trevante Sanders is having a good day. Not so sure about Julian Wall, though. He's been awfully quiet, which is very strange. Greenberry Needs to get rid of it. There's Harrison. Oh, he spun back to the middle. I thought he was going to make a big play. We've watched so many third downs in this episode. We're not doing enough on first and second. We try a run, which basically means we're willing to throw it on fourth down. And hopefully we do. Going forward again. Last time it was Greenberry to Trip Beckett. This time, Greenberry at 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. And he will throw against a 3-man rush. Greenberry short to Javonte Mann. I thought he might pass the line of scrimmage right there. We hand it off to Harrison now. He's looking to go outside, but he gets stopped near the 7. Here's another tough third down. It's Anton Greenberry short to Harrison. We've got to go for it again now. Please don't run it. Throw it, Anton. It's 4th and 2. Baltimore loads the box. We run it, and it's never going to work. Brock Wall takes the field with the Ravens minutes from victory. Cleveland loses in week 1. Final score 19-7. I didn't expect us to only score 7 today. We had some good moments, but we kept getting into 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. What are we doing on 1st and 2nd down? Obviously not very much. So that's how we start this year. A disappointing loss to Brock Wall and the Ravens. These are the final numbers on the day. Just 163 in the air for Anton Greenberry. Ace Harrison ran the ball pretty well, but it didn't convert to enough points. And Julian Wall held to just 13 yards on 2 catches. The doctors have now cleared Shadon Underwood, but I don't want to rush him back, especially this early in the season. So we'll have Javonte Mann get the extra experience. We'll sim a couple more games now and see if the Browns can get some victories. And the Browns do get a victory against the Detroit Lions, 35-28. Greenberry, 4 touchdowns in a very excellent game. How did he do that? Who caught those touchdowns? 2 to Travonte Sanders. He's making plays out of the slot. Javonte Mann has a big day, and so does Julian Wall. That's exactly what we want to see. Oh, wait a minute. This was Fisher Bell scoring a touchdown against his former team. That would have been fun to watch him match up against Goodwin or Griffin. But just happy we got this win. Can we get more? I want to pay a lot of attention to the income for this year. Our salaries are down to $129 million. And if things don't go well, there might be some chances to save some additional money. Mostly worrying about funds. I'm not worrying at all about cap space. So for Takk McKinley, I know I have to pay the remainder of his base salary this year, which is probably $9 million or so. Otherwise, I want to save some money at the end so we can re-sign players like Lawrence Glears, maybe Francis Goodwin, most likely Morris Griffin. Don't want to move on from a 24-year-old cornerback who's solid. But there aren't as many key free agents as last year, thankfully. Here's the revenue from the first home game. Not a bad profit there for the team. For tickets, we didn't sell 1,200 suites. 1,700 clubs are empty. Mezzanine's mostly full, and the upper level could be a little better. That's what I'm worried about, is we don't win enough games to make the money that we need to get better. It's just a cycle that I hope doesn't spiral out of control. This time we win in dominant fashion, so I'm not sure who this team is. 38-10 against the Bears. Greenberry once again with a great day, throwing 3 touchdowns and just 1 interception. Not much from the ground game. It was the passing game again, with Javonte Mann playing well, Julian Wall going for a $148 and 1. Trip Beckett scores twice. Shadon Underwood returns, so that sends Sanders back to the bench. And I kind of like the way he was playing this season. How about the defense, though? That's a great performance, holding them to only 10 points. Curry Pugh with 9 tackles, Glears with 8. And then a sack for Takk McKinley, and a split sack here between Pugh and Smith. After 2 straight victories, we then lose to the Minnesota Vikings by 3, falling to 2-2 on the season. You can't lose when your quarterback throws 5 touchdowns. Come on, defense. What did the Vikings do? Well, John Ross just went for 181 on 11 catches, so that's going to be a problem. Pretty good passing numbers and receiving numbers for our team, but wow, defense, what's going on with a performance like this? Right now, the Ravens actually lead the division this year, but everything is very tight. Our next game is against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's a little bit before the trading deadline, so I think I want to end the episode here and start next episode by taking us to the deadline and then making the ultimate decision. What are we going to attempt to do this season? The Browns obviously do not have the same roster as we did last year. I'm not sure if this can be a playoff team. And these are the players that we could potentially trade who will not be on the team next year unless we re-sign them. Lawrence Glears, wow, that's excellent news. That contract, I need to get that signed right now before he says, no, I need more. Okay, he does want more money than that, but that's very reasonable. Remember Don Banks wanting 40? This is way better for us. And then Francis Goodwin, that signing bonus is very manageable. Morris Griffin, that might be the one big contract we have to hand out. But I don't expect us to lose a ton from this year to next. However, losing Takk McKinley is likely. I don't see us keeping him unless it's on the franchise tag. But that will end this episode, everybody. Thank you for watching and supporting the Cleveland Browns 0-16 rebuild. The process continues next time. Please leave your feedback down below in the comment section. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And join the channel on the road to 100,000 subscribers. I will see you all next time. Have a great day.